Hello, Pisces. I just pulled some cards for you, and honestly, what I'm seeing here is giving me chills. I'm looking at a spread that feels like the universe is trying to tell you something really important about what's coming your way. Let me share what the cards are showing me, because this energy is absolutely fascinating. So I'm sitting here with 10 cards laid out in front of me, and each one is practically vibrating with significance for your sign. You know how sometimes you get those readings where everything just clicks into place perfectly? This is one of those moments. The cards I pulled are the Ace of Wands, the Emperor, Page of Swords, Three of Wands, Seven of Wands, Judgment, the Moon, Four of Wands, Three of Cups, and the Fool. The first card that jumped out at me is the Ace of Wands, and I have to tell you, Pisces, this is such a powerful beginning. This card is all about new creative fire entering your life. And for someone with your intuitive water energy, this is going to manifest in ways that might surprise even you. I'm seeing this as a complete creative awakening that's going to happen. You know how you've been feeling like something has been missing or like you've been waiting for inspiration to strike? Well, the universe is about to deliver that inspiration in a major way. What's beautiful about this Ace of Wands energy for you is that it's not just about starting something new. It's about rediscovering parts of yourself that maybe got buried under daily responsibilities or other people's expectations. I'm getting the sense that there's a creative project or passion that you put on the back burner, and it's going to come roaring back into your consciousness. The timing feels urgent, but in a good way, like when you suddenly remember something important you forgot to do, except this is something important you forgot to be. This new creative fire is going to affect multiple areas of your life simultaneously. I'm seeing it ripple out into your relationships, your career path, and even how you express yourself day to day. People are going to notice there's something different about you, something more vibrant and authentic. You know that feeling when you're doing something you absolutely love and time just disappears? That's the energy this card is promising you, and it's coming soon. The spiritual dimension of this Ace of Wands is particularly strong for your sign. As a Pisces, you naturally operate in the realm of intuition and dreams, and this new creative fire is going to be sparked by insights that come to you in exactly those ways. Pay attention to your dreams over the coming period because I'm seeing creative solutions and new directions appearing in your sleep first, before they manifest in waking life. The universe loves to communicate with water signs through symbols and metaphors, and right now it's preparing to download some seriously powerful creative visions directly into your subconscious. Moving to the second card, we have the Emperor. And this is where things get really interesting for you, Pisces. The Emperor represents structure, authority, and taking charge of your domain. But for your sign, this isn't about becoming hard or rigid. Instead, I'm seeing this as you finally stepping into your own power in a way that honors both your sensitive nature and your need to create stability in your life. You've probably been floating through certain situations, letting other people make the big decisions or hoping things would somehow work themselves out. The Emperor is saying those days are over. There's a situation coming up where you're going to have to be the one who sets the boundaries, who makes the tough choices, and who stands firm in what you know is right. This might feel uncomfortable at first, because it goes against your natural tendency to go with the flow. But trust me when I say this is exactly what needs to happen. What I find fascinating about the Emperor showing up for you right now is that it's connected to that creative fire from the Ace of Wands. Sometimes we think creativity and structure are opposites, but what the cards are showing me is that you need both. The creative inspiration is going to come flooding in, but without the Emperor energy to give it form and direction, it could just scatter and dissipate. Think of this as learning to be the loving but firm parent to your own creative projects and dreams. The Emperor is also bringing up themes around financial stability and practical matters. I'm seeing you taking control of areas of your life where you've been too trusting or too passive. This could be anything from finally dealing with paperwork you've been avoiding to having serious conversations about money and resources. The beautiful thing is that your natural Pisces compassion is going to make you a really effective leader because people will trust that your decisions come from genuine care rather than ego or power trips. There's also a father figure or masculine energy that's going to play an important role in this Emperor phase. This might be an actual person who offers guidance and support, or it could be you developing your own inner masculine qualities like decisiveness, logical thinking, and the ability to create structure from chaos. Either way, this energy is going to help ground all that beautiful creative inspiration into something tangible and lasting. And the third card is the Page of Swords, and this brings such an interesting mental energy to your reading. Pages are messengers and new beginnings in their suits, and the sword suit is all about communication, ideas, and mental clarity. For a water sign like yours, this is particularly significant because it suggests your intuitive insights are going to start translating into clear logical understanding and articulate communication. I'm seeing you becoming much more direct in how you express yourself. You know how sometimes as a Pisces you might hint at what you mean or expect people to pick up on subtle cues? The Page of Swords is encouraging you to speak up clearly and directly. This isn't about losing your natural diplomacy. It's about adding precision and clarity to your communication style. People are going to be impressed by how articulate and insightful you become. This card is also bringing up themes around learning and curiosity. There's something you're going to want to study or investigate more deeply. This could be anything from taking a course to researching something that captures your interest to diving deep into understanding a situation that's been confusing you. The Page of Swords loves gathering information, and you're entering a phase where knowledge truly becomes power for you. What's really exciting about this page energy is that it's going to help you cut through illusions and see situations more clearly. As a Pisces, you sometimes get lost in the emotional complexity of situations, or you might see what you want to see rather than what's actually there. The Page of Swords is like getting a pair of glasses that suddenly makes everything sharp and clear. You're going to have some real aha moments where pieces of puzzles you've been trying to solve for months suddenly click into place. The communication aspect of this card is huge for you right now. I'm seeing opportunities to share your ideas, possibly in writing or through speaking. There might be a message you need to deliver or information you need to gather that's going to be crucial for your next steps. Trust your curiosity and don't be afraid to ask the direct questions that need to be asked, even if they feel slightly uncomfortable. Now we come to the Three of Wands, and this card is absolutely gorgeous for you Pisces because it's all about expansion, foresight, and watching your plans come to fruition. After the initial spark of the Ace and the structure of the Emperor and the clarity of the Page, now we get to see the bigger picture starting to unfold. This card often shows up when you're ready to think beyond your immediate circumstances and start planning for a much larger future. I'm seeing you developing a vision that extends far beyond where you are right now. The Three of Wands is about looking out at the horizon and seeing possibilities you hadn't considered before. For your sign, this is particularly powerful because your natural intuitive abilities are going to help you see potential outcomes and opportunities that other people might miss entirely. You're entering a phase where your dreams stop being just dreams and start becoming actual blueprints for your future. There's also a strong theme of collaboration and partnership with this card. The figure in the Three of Wands isn't working alone, they're sending ships out into the world, which suggests you're going to be working with others to bring your visions to life. This might mean finding business partners, creative collaborators, or simply building a support network of people who believe in what you're trying to create. Your natural ability to connect with people on an emotional level is going to be a huge asset here. The expansion energy of this card is going to affect multiple areas of your life, but I'm particularly seeing growth in areas related to your life purpose and spiritual development. You might find yourself drawn to teachings, practices, or communities that help you understand your place in the bigger picture. There's something about stepping into a larger role or taking on more responsibility that feels both exciting and slightly intimidating, but absolutely right for this phase of your life. What I love about the Three of Wands for you is that it validates the importance of your intuitive gifts. While other signs might rely purely on logical planning, you're being encouraged to trust your inner knowing about which directions hold the most promise. Your ability to sense the emotional undercurrents and spiritual significance of different paths is going to guide you toward choices that are not just practically successful, but also deeply fulfilling. The fifth card brings us to the Seven of Wands, and this one has me sitting up and paying attention because it's all about defending your position and standing your ground. For a mutable water sign like Pisces, this might initially feel challenging, but I'm seeing this as exactly the kind of strength you need to develop right now. This isn't about being aggressive or confrontational, it's about having the courage to protect what matters to you. I'm getting the sense that there are people or situations that are going to challenge the new direction you're taking with that Ace of Wands energy and the expanded vision from the Three of Wands. The Seven of Wands is saying, don't back down even if it feels like you're outnumbered or like your approach is being questioned by people who don't understand your methods. Your intuitive way of operating might seem unusual to others, but that doesn't make it less valid. This card often shows up when you're ahead of the crowd in some way, when you're seeing or doing something that others haven't caught up to yet. For Pisces, this could manifest as having insights about people or situations that others dismiss until later, when events prove you were right all along. The Seven of Wands is encouraging you to trust what you know, even when you can't easily explain how you know it. There's also something here about competition, but not in a harsh way. It's more like you're going to need to distinguish yourself from others who might be offering similar things or competing for the same opportunities. Your unique Pisces perspective is actually your greatest advantage here, because you approach things with a level of emotional intelligence and spiritual awareness that's rare. Don't try to compete on other people's terms. Instead, lean into what makes you different. The defensive aspect of this card isn't just about external challenges either. I'm seeing you having to defend your dreams and goals against your own inner critic or against old patterns of self-doubt. The Seven of Wands is reminding you that you have every right to pursue what calls to you, and you don't need to justify your path to anyone, including yourself. Sometimes the biggest battle is the one between your old identity and who you're becoming. Moving into the sixth card, we encountered Judgment, and I have to tell you, this card gives me actual goosebumps when it shows up, because it represents such a profound spiritual awakening and rebirth. For Pisces, this is incredibly significant, because your sign is naturally attuned to the deeper mysteries and spiritual dimensions of life. Judgment is saying, you're about to experience a major awakening that's going to change how you see yourself and your purpose. This isn't just about making better decisions, though Judgment certainly includes that. This is about hearing and answering a higher calling that's been trying to get your attention for a while now. You know that feeling you get sometimes where you sense there's something more you're supposed to be doing with your life, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is? Judgment is saying that clarity is coming, and when it arrives, it's going to feel like everything suddenly makes perfect sense. The awakening that Judgment brings often involves releasing old versions of yourself that no longer serve your highest good. For your sign, this might mean letting go of the tendency to lose yourself in other people's needs or to hide your own light because you're afraid of standing out too much. There's a version of you that's been playing small, and Judgment is calling that version to step forward into full authenticity and power. I'm also seeing themes of forgiveness and healing with this card, both forgiving others and, more importantly, forgiving yourself for past mistakes or missed opportunities. Pisces can sometimes carry guilt or regret like a heavy weight, and Judgment is offering you the chance to set all of that down and step into a completely fresh start. The past doesn't define what's possible for your future, and this card is proof of that. The spiritual dimension of Judgment is particularly strong for your reading. I'm seeing you connecting with spiritual practices, teachers, or communities that help you understand your soul's purpose more clearly. This might involve dreams, meditation, or other intuitive practices that help you tune into guidance from higher sources. Trust whatever spiritual breadcrumbs the universe starts laying out for you, because they're leading somewhere beautiful. The seventh card is the moon, and for a Pisces, this is like coming home to your natural element. The moon represents intuition, dreams, the subconscious mind, and all the mysterious hidden aspects of life that your sign naturally understands. But the moon can also represent illusions, confusion, and situations where things aren't quite what they seem. In your reading, I'm seeing both aspects playing important roles. On the intuitive side, the moon is telling you to trust your psychic impressions even more than you usually do. Your dreams are going to become incredibly vivid and meaningful during this period, and you might find yourself knowing things without any logical reason for knowing them. This is your natural Pisces abilities being amplified and refined. Pay attention to your first impressions of people and situations, because your intuitive radar is going to be remarkably accurate. But the moon also brings a warning about deception and illusion. There might be a situation in your life where someone is not being completely honest, or where the full truth is hidden beneath surface appearances. Your challenge will be distinguishing between genuine intuitive insights and fears or anxieties that might be distorting your perception. The moon asks you to trust your intuition while also staying grounded and asking for concrete evidence when something feels off. The cyclical nature of the moon is also significant for you. Just as the moon goes through phases, your emotional and spiritual life is going through its own cycles of growth, fullness, release, and renewal. You might find yourself feeling more emotional or sensitive than usual, but this isn't a weakness. It's actually your system preparing for major growth and transformation. Honor these cycles instead of fighting against them. There's also something about nighttime, sleep, and dream states being particularly important for you right now. The moon suggests that some of your most important insights and guidance are going to come when your conscious mind is quiet and your subconscious can speak more clearly. Keep a dream journal if you don't already have one, because the symbols and messages coming through your dreams are going to be remarkably relevant to your waking life decisions. The eighth card brings us to the Four of Wands, and this shifts the energy into such a beautiful celebratory space. The Four of Wands represents achievement, celebration, harmony, and the completion of an important phase or project. After all the challenges and growth represented by the previous cards, this one is like the universe saying you've earned some happiness and recognition for your efforts. I'm seeing a celebration or achievement that's connected to your home, family, or foundation in some way. This might be literally about your living situation improving, or it could be more metaphorical about creating a sense of home and belonging in your life. For Pisces who sometimes feels like you don't quite fit anywhere, this card is promising you're going to find your tribe, or create the kind of supportive environment where you can truly flourish. The stability aspect of this card is really significant for your sign, because Pisces can sometimes struggle with feeling ungrounded or scattered. The Four of Wands represents creating solid foundations that can support your dreams and creative projects long term. This might involve getting your practical affairs in order, establishing routines that support your well-being, or simply learning to trust that you deserve stability and security. There's also a strong community aspect to this card. I'm seeing you connecting with people who share your values and vision, people who appreciate your unique gifts and perspective. This could be through work, creative projects, spiritual communities, or just finding friends who truly get who you are. The Four of Wands often represents the joy of being seen and celebrated for exactly who you are. The achievement represented by this card feels well-deserved and hard-won. You've been working towards something whether consciously or unconsciously, and the Four of Wands is saying that success is not only possible, but imminent. For your sign, this success is going to feel deeply meaningful because it aligns with your values and allows you to express your authentic self while also contributing something positive to the world. Our ninth card is the Three of Cups, and this just amplifies the celebratory energy from the Four of Wands in the most beautiful way. The Three of Cups is all about friendship, community, creative collaboration, and joyful connections with others. For a sign like Pisces who thrives on emotional connection and shared experiences, this card is like a promise of wonderful times ahead with people who truly matter to you. I'm seeing celebrations that involve your closest friends or chosen family. These aren't necessarily big formal events. They might be intimate gatherings where you feel completely relaxed and accepted for who you are. The Three of Cups has this quality of effortless joy, like when you're with people who make you laugh until your sides hurt, or who you can talk with for hours without noticing time passing. You're going to have more of these experiences, and they're going to nourish your soul in ways you really need right now. The creative collaboration aspect of this card is particularly exciting for your reading. I'm seeing you working with others on projects that combine your individual talents in ways that create something none of you could have achieved alone. Your natural empathy and ability to understand different perspectives is going to make you an amazing collaborator. You know how to bring out the best in people and help everyone feel valued and heard. There's also something about celebration and recognition for creative work or achievements. This might be as simple as friends acknowledging growth they've noticed in you, or as significant as public recognition for something you've created or accomplished. Either way, the Three of Cups is promising that your efforts and progress aren't going unnoticed, and that the people who matter most are genuinely excited about your success. The emotional healing aspect of this card shouldn't be overlooked either. The Three of Cups often shows up when we're ready to let joy back into our lives after periods of difficulty or isolation. For Pisces, who can sometimes get lost in melancholy or overwhelmed by the world's problems, this card is a reminder that happiness and celebration are not only okay, but necessary for your spiritual and emotional well-being. Finally, we come to the Fool, and this card appearing at the end of your reading fills me with such excitement for what lies ahead for you. The Fool represents new beginnings, unlimited potential, trust in the journey, and the courage to step into the unknown. For Pisces, this is particularly powerful because your sign naturally understands that not everything can be planned or controlled, and that sometimes the most beautiful experiences come from being open to whatever the universe wants to bring you. The Fool is saying you're about to embark on a completely new chapter of your life, one that's going to require you to trust your instincts and take leaps of faith that might seem illogical to other people, but feel absolutely right to you. This isn't about being reckless, it's about being brave enough to follow your heart, even when you can't see the entire path ahead of you. Your natural Pisces intuition is going to be your compass during this journey. What I find beautiful about the Fool appearing in your reading is that it validates all the growth and preparation represented by the other cards. You've developed the creative fire, the structure, the clarity, the vision, the courage, the spiritual awareness, the intuition, the foundation, and the supportive community that you need for this next adventure. The Fool isn't asking you to start from scratch, it's asking you to bring everything you've learned into a brand new context. There's something about this new beginning that's going to feel both completely foreign and strangely familiar, like you're remembering something you forgot you knew. The Fool often represents returning to our authentic selves after periods of conforming to others' expectations or playing roles that didn't quite fit. For your sign, this might mean embracing aspects of your nature that you've been hiding or downplaying because they seemed too unusual or impractical. The trust aspect of the Fool is crucial for you right now. This card is asking you to trust not only in your own abilities and intuition, but also in the basic benevolence of the universe. Sometimes Pisces can worry about all the things that could go wrong, but the Fool is reminding you that wonderful, unexpected things happen just as often as challenging ones. Your openness and optimism are going to attract experiences and opportunities that exceed your current expectations. Let me tell you what I'm seeing when I look at all these cards together, because the overall story they're telling is absolutely incredible. This reading is about you stepping into a completely new level of personal power and creative expression while staying true to your compassionate Pisces nature. You're not being asked to become someone you're not, you're being asked to become more fully who you've always been, underneath all the conditioning and expectations. The progression of these cards shows a beautiful journey from initial inspiration through developing structure and clarity, expanding your vision, defending your path, answering a higher calling, trusting your deepest knowing, creating stability and celebration, connecting with your tribe, and finally stepping into a brand new adventure with confidence and trust. This isn't just about external changes, though those will certainly happen. It's about internal transformation that's going to affect every area of your life. What strikes me most about this reading is how it honors both your need for spiritual meaning and your desire for practical results. These cards aren't promising you a life of pure bliss with no challenges. Instead, they're showing you developing the skills and support systems you need to navigate whatever comes your way while staying connected to what matters most to you. You're learning to be both dreamy and decisive, both compassionate and boundaried, both intuitive and strategic. The timing of this reading feels particularly significant too, like these energies are already starting to move in your life and are going to accelerate over the coming months. Pay attention to opportunities that come your way, especially ones that seem to align with multiple cards from this reading. The universe has a way of sending the right people and situations at exactly the right moment when we're truly ready for them. I want you to remember as you move forward that every single one of these cards represents a strength or gift that already exists within you. The Fool isn't asking you to become someone new. It's asking you to remember who you've always been at your core. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a superpower that allows you to create, connect, and contribute in ways that the world desperately needs right now.